Hey friends! Well, it's that time of the year. I thought I'd give you guys an update on my Techokaigi for 2025. Essentially my planners and journal plans for the new year, since we're slowly crawling towards the end of 2024. But first I thought I would start with actually a little bit of a reflection. And I actually have all this content on my Substack called Penguin Post, all kind of clearly lined out. But I thought I would do a video version of this, just so you guys could do a little flip through with me. So this year, I started out with, I think, approximately 7 systems, if I look back on my past articles. But what really stuck with me were 4 systems, and one is the Hobonichi Techo. I've been using the cousin size Hobonichi for, this is the 10th year now, and I've always used the avec, and as you can see, it's always filled to the brim because I do a lot of tip-ins. I like to put in a lot of stickers, photos, postcards that people send me, and entrance tickets, all that kind of stuff. So they get really chunky towards the end of the year all the time. And I've been doing this since 2014, so this is the last year that I'll be using a Hobonichi for various reasons, which was mentioned in my article. But I'm ready to move on to something new. But I love this way of memory keeping and enjoying little bits and pieces of stationery, stickers, creative art. This has essentially been the bucket that allows me to really have fun with creative journaling. And that's the Hobonichi. And I definitely have found a system that I'm going to use to replace that for 2025. But it's nice to kind of say goodbye to the year filled with memories like this. The second system that really stuck with me and had served me really well this year was the Traveler's Notebook. And here I have one of the original Olives, the Olive Traveler's Notebook that came out, I think, in the 2018, 2017. But anyway, it has been a reliable system for me to do a lot of travel journaling, spillage from daily adventures that did not fit into the daily pages of my Hobonichi. Inside, I think this currently just has a few. This is a spare one, so it doesn't have a most recent refill, but it has kind of been the system that allows me to do a lot of little episode journaling. So, for example, earlier this year, I enjoyed a little bookshop tour in Seattle to celebrate Independent Bookstore Day. And the flexible refill system really allows me to be as liberal as I want in collecting ephemera, tipping them in, adding photos. Look at these bookmarks. And then I can journal for as many pages as I want too, without feeling restricted by a limited dated system, if you know what I mean. And so this year, I think I've actually completed approximately 12 of these, or maybe even more, using various refills and inserts, and then switching between my different covers has been a lot of fun. And that's the Traveler's Notebook. That really worked well for me this year for travel journaling and documenting the little adventures on my weekends, on my longer trips. The third system that really worked for me this year is this glossy plotter in Bible size here. It has been my trustworthy personal planner throughout the year, and in fact I switched between different covers throughout the year. Used them really well, and they all patina really beautifully because plotter uses really good leather. This one's Licio, and so it really patinaed quite well. And I generally use it just to document, use it as a scheduler, as the monthly pages, it refills that it comes with. I I use it to plan my schedules, dates, appointments, things like that. And then I also use the data pages, the weekly refills for some weekly to-dos. These pages are a little empty, but sometimes I use them to track down things that I needed to remember from specific events. As you can see, it's quite a slim system because I don't really carry that many pages in my plotter Bible size. It's more of just enough for what I need. So I have like references folders for things that I refer to. And this is also kind of slim because it's towards the end of the year. I've already moved most of my stuff to my new plotter, which I can show you for the next year. And this map refill kind of documented my travels for this year. So the plotter Bible size served as a really reliable personal scheduler planner that I can keep with me whenever I go on little trips, go on weekends, business trips. I always bring this with me knowing that I can refer to my most accurate schedule in the system. And finally, plotter A5 size. This one's the Horsehair 2 Gray, which has a really cool marking like this. This little stripe horsehair-like marking. This one's my work planner. So as you can kind of tell by now, the 4 systems that work with me are 2 memory keeping ones that allow me to do a lot of creative journaling, and then 2 planner scheduler type that allow me to mark and keep record of my schedules for both personal and for work. And so this one also has a very similar layout. I start with a monthly section here that allows me to keep track of important meeting, appointments, schedules, and plans throughout the year for work. And excuse me, I can't really flip through this too much, but you can kind of see these. It also allows me to experiment with different spreads using different type of refills. But more importantly, it contains a lot of my work notes, meeting notes that gathered throughout the year while I work, obviously. And I love that I could also print out my Notion schedule things using the plotter refill paper themselves because I really enjoy using their paper. And I kind of use it like a bullet journal style where I try different layouts each week. And I love the flexibility of really just adding more pages if I want to take more notes, do some brainstorming, or keep little cool infographics like this for when I needed to share certain information with other people. And I love the A5 size. It's just the perfect size for my desk. I feel safe knowing I have ample space to write in and take notes in, whereas the personal size is just a super convenient form factor for bringing it with me on the go. So reflecting on 2024, the Traveler's Notebook, my Hobonichi plotter, and in both sizes have really been the 4 out of the 7 that stuck with me from my previous planning. And so with that in mind, let's take a look at what I wanted to use for 2025. Looking forward to the new year, I am determined to keep the 4 systems that really work for me, but at the same time trying out a few new things to capture things that I wanted to keep a record of and document for the next year. The most important one, first of all, is this Take a Note planner. That's the name, which I'm going to actually use for creative journaling and memory keeping. It's going to have the same function that I had designed for my Hobonichi, where it's the catch-all for my daily life, whether it's writing down little things that I took note of during the day, memorable moments, or especially if I'm going on a trip, fond memories. And unlike the Hobonichi, which is a 1 day, 1 page, the system has a 2 day per page system. So you can kind of see here. So that actually means that there's less area for me to write in, which is not necessarily a problem, because this year I found myself with my busier schedule in 2024, I actually don't have that much to put into my Hobonichi, and there were many empty pages and blank spaces. So scaling down might actually be something that's pretty fitting to my lifestyle for the next year. This one, I'm determined to use the regular daily pages as I typically do in my Hobonichi, but in the take a note smaller area factor. And what I really like about the take a note is that it has this weekly overview section, which allows me to kind of do like a highlight of the week kind of thing. So I can doodle food, I can doodle memorable moments, I can put stickers, I can decorate. So really gonna have fun exploring how I use this section here to portray my weekly highlights. And actually in the front, I'm going to be utilizing this section to track my visits to the gym. This looks like a cute little habit tracker here. So I'm going to use it to kind of make a mark whenever I make it to the gym myself. And then the second row here for each week or each month, I'm still currently a little lost, and I thought maybe it'd be fun to color code based on weather. It's something that my friend Kelly Love Letters does in her weeks in previous years, and I thought it might be a cool overview to see throughout the year the changes of the seasons. But I think this is gonna take some diligence on my end to do it consistently. So I'm keeping it open right now. Here is the monthly page, and I've been using it to track milestones from my gym visits. So you can see here I've already went into the December pages to give it a try. On the left column, I'm going to track weekly songs that kind of got stuck with me because I love listening to K-pop. So the weekly column here, weekly row sections here are going to be particularly songs that I enjoy listening to. And you know how music can really help one recall specific moments in your life, so I thought that would be a really interesting record to keep. In my monthly calendar, which actually is a part that I don't utilize well in my Hobonichi in previous years, this time I'm going to combine a little bit of a planner function to it, and not necessarily for planning, but more like record keeping of plans. I'm going to put in some notes and documentations and records for my dog, Cookie, a golden doodle's vet visits, and health issues, things that I noticed. So for example, here I note down that there's a hard bump on his right rear butt, but that might have been the results of a vaccination he took this week. So allowing myself to keep track based on dates so that I could have a more accurate report for the vet next time. At the same time, keeping a record of my own health with notes down here as well, tracking specific symptoms that I can report to my doctor when I go next time. And so the monthly overview is going to be a record of something that's very objective to me, not necessarily memory keeping, but more functional and utilitarian notes really for the future. And that's pretty much it. I think I've been using the back pages. I tested some inks back here. And I think I plan to use a few monthly sections for next year. Because this take a note extends to January of 2026, which obviously by then I would have switched into a new planner. So I'm planning to use these excess pages to track currently inked. Because you can kind of see here is my fountain pen box. So I swap and use different fountain pens each season. So I could use these excess pages to kind of make that documentation as I enjoy journaling in my take a note for next year. It'll be exciting to see how big and chunky it gets. honestly, throughout the year. As you can see how much damage I could do with just the avec. And this one's going to contain the whole year, so we'll play around and see how that goes. And on the cover, I love decorating my covers for my memory keeping creative journal. And I have put on all the little stickers that really represents memorable things and little personalities of mine. And it makes me happy each time I take it out and look at it for the next year. Of course, can't miss the Traveler's Notebook for 2025. It's something that I'll continue to use because it served me so well, especially since this year for all of my trips, I've been utilizing various refills to take extra, more record memory keeping notes for special events and special activities and special memories. In 2025, my taken notes going to have smaller areas for me to journal about every day. So I anticipate spilling over to the Traveler's Notebook even more for 2025. And what better way than that to to use up all my refills that I've hoarded from Traveler's Notebook all these years. And so for the new year, I've already swapped into this special Superior Labor Edition leather cover, and only because I wanted to give it a spin in the wild. I'll be going on vacation on a trip soon, so I can't wait to get it all dented and scratched up and make their marks. And currently in it, I have a little zipper situation from an old Faru zipper pouch. It carries pencil boards that I like to use. And I've set it up with the monthly calendar, as well as a new refill. So this one's the Taiwan Beer collaboration, and because I'm heading to Taiwan for my vacation, I thought this would be the most fitting refill. And I'll just be using it sporadically throughout my trip, doodling, collecting stamps, having friends or people sign on them, not necessarily limiting myself to a chronological order, and really just allowing myself to have fun and enjoy the process of documenting while on the trip. So washi tape samples for emergency uses. So the Traveler's Notebook is the second system that I'll be utilizing for 2025. The third system, my trustworthy plotter. This is a special edition that is not available for sale, but I got it as a gift from my colleagues in Japan. But it's a personal size, a Bible size plotter signed by the finder himself. And I'm actually utilizing a Hobonichi Weeks pencil board as kind of a divider and pencil board for on the go. And just like my previous plotter in Bible size, I've kind of set it up already for the new year. I love using the Traveler's Company stickers tabs to date the monthly pages. And let me tell you, it fits perfectly if you utilize the smaller sized section. And so I have like an opening page. I use this rough calendar section here to roughly guesstimate things that I'll be doing throughout the year, so I can make some general plans. I use my monthly calendar to write down important appointment dates, meetups, cookie appointments, things like that. And then, of course, it comes with the weekly section pages, which I'll use for more detailed notes, little to-dos, things like that. And I actually added some flags to my, this is the plastic ruler pad that Plotter has, so I can move it around. I can take little memos and sticky notes and put them in my pages. So really using it as a functional planner versus a journal of a sort. As my reference folders, So this project manager in here has a list of shows that I wanted to watch and manga, stuff like that. I have a general packing list here saved, or I designed this so that I can always refer to this packing list whenever I go on trips, whether it's short or long. It has come in really handy, especially since I travel a lot for my job. And on the back here, I have this little blotting paper because I love using fountain pen on DP paper, which is the paper that plotter refills are typically made of. And sometimes ink dries a little slow, and the blotter paper is perfect for this purpose. So it doesn't have too much yet, as you can see, because it has yet to be filled out. Usually pages get added throughout the year based on things and events that come up. Sometimes when I need to plan for certain events, I write on the refill and add more pages to it at the back. And once that event is over, I can take it out and recycle them and put in new ones for new projects. So I just love how flexible the plotter system can be if you're using it to schedule things ahead of time, to plan for events, plan for projects, and then also have fun really decorating and journaling in it. And hopefully next year I'll show you guys a lot more spreads of mine that are more of the decorative style, where I attempted to do some creative journaling in it. The 4 system, the work planner, is still going to be a plotter, A5 size. And as a throwback, I decided to go back to my cover that I've been using since 2021, and this was actually my first plotter in Licio. And you can see, like, I can almost see my own reflection in here just because of how patina it has become over the years through care and maintenance. Again, the plotter in A5 size gives me just the right amount of space to document things and take notes for work and use it during meetings, during calls. And just for fun, I pre-decorated a single page to use as a vision board filled with all the lovely, cute things that I like, because I can't sticker on the leather. So I stickered on the inside page, and knowing that I can switch this out and reuse it and make new ones makes me really excited. So I have a few starting pages, just kind of like listing out things and resolves for the new year. Here I have some fun refills from Izutama that I got in Japan. But I follow essentially a similar format of using the Traveler's tab, the Traveler's Company sticker set tabs, to mark the pages for my monthly calendar. And there's not that much right now because the year hasn't really started and I haven't moved my things over yet, but essentially has more of the important meetings, dates, and product arrival times, things like that. So important dates that I keep note of. And it's not like I don't have them in a Google Calendar. Sometimes it's just more convenient when I'm referring to them really fast, especially when I'm taking notes and writing them down. And then together with it, I've decided that for 2025, I'm going to come back to the weekly schedule pages, which contains essentially a full row for each day. And although I only work, obviously, I have the weekends off, I only work 5 days a week, I can use these excess spaces for some extra to-dos and note space. And expanding on these weekly pages, I could then just add on more refills towards the end if I have extra things I needed to write about for work. But this lays flat super easily by my work desk next to my laptop. I can easily go in and take notes on the fly, and then remove old pages, recycle them, put in new ones, and it's constantly refillable, and the pages that I want to refer to the most can always stay in here. And that's what I love about the plotter system, is its flexibility. And the form factor itself too is just slim enough that I could take it with me on work meetings, on work trips, without feeling too much of a burden of, compared to like a heavy laptop or a heavy stack of notes. It looks nice when you take it out during meetings as well. So yeah, still using my plotters. So third time's the charm is what I said about my plotter in narrow size. This one features the horsehair 2 leather in green. And it's already starting to patina, as you can kind of see by the reflection. I attempted to use this as a finance tracker for several years now, 2 years, and it always failed because I don't find it motivating to document my spendings every day. I'm not as diligent as some people could be with their spendings. And I realized that might have been the hurdle for me to effectively use this. So for 2025, I decided to take a different approach. I'm going to combine this with an app that I use right now to track my finances, my spendings. It automatically places them into categories. And then this way, I only need to capture the big items. And essentially, this also serves as a record of my shopping behavior by allowing me to figure out and remember on which days I made specific big purchases that are fun and meaningful, and by making it a tool and a medium for me to write down, from the specific stationery store I bought these stickers. It also helps me remember when and where I had acquired certain things. So I no longer have to worry about keeping track of boring things like gas or groceries or like maintenance fees. It could really just be all about the things that I enjoy and like. And I think that actually helped motivated me to keep track of things and my spending a little bit more. And for 2025, I'll be using the plotter weekly schedule pages as well to keep track of that. And this honestly has a really cool slim form factor. It looks just like a ledger, so it's really cool and fun to just be able to flip open this to your week and then see, oh, this is when I made that purchase from Superior Labor, or this is when I bought 2 new pairs of jeans to replace the old ones. So it's gonna make spending fun. Not that it isn't already, but it's gonna make my spending behaviors feel more meaningful because I track them down, I note them down, and then I'd be more conscious about when and why I spend, hopefully. And finally, I have decided to embark on a new multi-year diary journey, and only because I've been holding on to this 3-year diary from Midori for a long time now, and I wanted to give it a go. So this is a 3-year diary made by the Midori company, and it allows you to write short little snippets of each day across 3 years. So you can fill in, 2024, 2025, and then each day takes up a page. And I like that it's just enough space for a few sentences. You're not dwelling too much on too many details, and be able to objectively kind of write down things that happened during the year. And of course, it gets more exciting when you move on to the next year because you get to see what happened on this day. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to start using this multi-year diary effectively again, because I gave up on my Hobonichi 5-year diary pretty fast after the second or the third year, as in I wasn't able to consistently write in it. And I think the problem with that one was the Hobonichi one has all the dates on this page and free writing space on the right side. And I was very stingy about utilizing the right side during the first few years, because what if you need more space for next year, right? But with this one, with the fixed spacing for each year, I don't really have that worry anymore, and I could be as liberal or as stingy as I want for that specific day. And the fact that it's only 3 years makes it feel like I can be done with this faster. And Midori paper, MD paper, is so much fun to stamp with, so I will be able to utilize a lot of my other stationery tools too in this book. and it comes with a really pretty cover, and I'm looking forward to journaling about my life in the system starting in 2025. So there you have it. 6 systems for the new year. Some are old that worked for me, and some are new that I'm willing to give it another try. I hope this video has been helpful. I've done Techokaigis for many years now, and I think each year I was able to learn a little bit from my previous year's usage and have some new motivation to try something new for the next year as well. I do find that I have become more concise with the quantity too, so that's something I'm pretty proud about. But anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed this Techokaigi. I hope it gave you some ideas on your own Techokaigi, and I wish everyone a happy new year, 2025, and have fun journaling. Bye!